and welcome back to quite an echoey at this stage, BookTube with Amy. So this is going to be next in my library glow up series, and very excited because we're finally getting some progress. So just a wee bit of an update. I started this series at the beginning of the year on my channel where I emptied out all of my boxes of hardbacks. I did a big unhaul. I showed you sort of what our current library setup was and spoke you through what was going to happen and how it was going to look. But unfortunately, the carpenter that we started the project with had some health issues and was unable to complete the job. Bailey has came to say hello. And he very kindly put us in touch with another carpenter who has been absolutely brilliant, and we are finally getting the project started. So at the minute we have emptied the entire room, hence the echo, and we have had our baseboards installed, which is going to be what the carpenters filled off of to get our full library fantasy. So I thought what I'd do is I would show you progress step by step as we're going along. I'll hopefully get some footage of, you know, the guys putting it in, and tell you our finalised plans and how it is going to look. And then at the end, I'll do a big reveal, I'll show you how it looks. And then I was thinking that I'll do one more video in this series after the library's completed, and that's going to be a wee bit of me and Simon getting the bookshelves all organised. We're geeks. We do an audit because, as I've said before, we pay for library software so that we can keep track of all our books and we don't double buy. And if we're maybe slithering about a book, we can just double check that we don't actually have it. And we're going to do an audit, we're going to get everything all sorted, and then loads of people have said that they would like a bookshelf tour because I talk all the time about how big me and Simon's collection of books are, so I thought that that would be the last video in this series. But this one here is going to be the exciting one because this is going to be me showing you the library actually getting done. So we are actually going to take that door off. We can invert it so that it'll swing across to the other side, but we're just going to get rid of it for now because we're going to replace all of the doors anyway. And so our library is going to start right where that first baseboard at the bottom is, this one here, and it'll wrap around the entire room into all the wee alcoves, right round. It's going to go above and below the window, and they're going to do an extended windowsill for us, which will be essentially the top of the bookcase so that I can have a nice wee nook for putting loads of my booky stuff. And then it's going to go right round to where the door is again, and also above the door. We are slithering at the minute as to how we're going to set them up, whether it's going to be all paperbacks first and then a bit of a split with like all our classics in the middle and then all of the hardbacks, but we'll wait and see, we haven't decided. But this is how we're looking at the moment. It's looking a wee bit like a crack den, which isn't unusual for Glasgow, but it'll hopefully be looking much better soon. So it is the end of day one of the library build, and you'll have seen some footage of the guys working away, but I thought I would show you where we are at the end of today, and I'm very excited about it. This side of the room is built in. We obviously just need the bit at the top, the bottom and all of the shelves, and then this side over here has been started as well, but this still needs like finish being stuck together and the extra bookcases on the end there. But this is the end of day one, and I'll catch you up at the end of day two. Hello, so day 2 of our library install has been complete, and I thought I would give you a wee update as to where we are currently sitting. The guys are going to have the weekend off and then continue next week. They reckon it's going to take them to the end of next week to have everything like properly installed, fitted, and then have all the wood like stained and treated. Very exciting though. I'm honestly so buzzing. Like, it's the most exciting thing ever. Me and Simon had planned our library like for so many years, and we had been researching carpenters and, you know, picked what we had sort of wanted and started contacting people before we had even like picked the house. It's just been one of the biggest things that we've been waiting on to get done, and one of the things that we've been most excited about. So I will show you where we're at currently. So these ones were in the other day when we had spoke, but what they've done is they've also put in the ones over here. That bit there where the light switch is just going to be like a wooden panel there. We're not going to get another bookcase there, so that we can still obviously get things in and out the door, but those are all fitted, and then there's going to be like a wee wooden panel in that corner as well, so that it looks like it all wraps around. And then over here they've also fitted some of them, and then this one that's in front is the one that's going to go into the end there right beside that door, and then it's also going to go above the door as well. And then over here we're still to get 2 bookcases either side of the window, and then above and below the window also. They're going to extend the windowsill so that it's essentially the top of the bookcase is going to be the windowsill, and we'll be able to put on like loads of wee bookcase knick-knacks and stuff, which is very exciting. So this is where we're at currently. Another update. So the guys have been working all day today. I've just gotten to work and I have more cabinets. I'm so excited. So I'll show you where we're up to, and then, you know, sort of talk you through the plans for the rest of the week. So these are obviously, you saw these the other day, they were already built in, but they have done the side one here at the window, and so then tomorrow they're going to do the windowsill above there and do that one there, and then that'll be that side completed near enough. We have done this side, and the last time you saw this, these were fitted in, but the last one wasn't added on, and so that's the last one's added on now. And then these have all been added on as well. These ones have all been added on as well. We've got the wooden panelling to cover up the bits of the wall. So these bits have been added now as well. We've got the spacers in and the wooden panelling on that bit of dead space on the wall, where I think I'm going to mount my sword for Game of Thrones, which will be absolutely amazing. So the plan for the rest of the week is to get the last bits of the cabinets fitted over here that still need to be fitting. We've got all of the beading to get added along the top, so that it is flush against the ceiling, and all the bits added to the bottom. And then we need to decide the big question on shelf height, so that'll determine how many shelves we're going to need, and we need to get them all added in, and then everything will get stained and finished. Oh, and above the door still needs done as well. So we have more updates today. The guys are not too long away. They pulled a bit of a long shift and they've done some amount of work. So I will show you current plans. So they have put the bottoms in all along the bookcases here, which is brilliant. and then they have completed the work at the window. Now unfortunately we're not going to be able to get a shelf above there. Our walls are old and not the best, so we just don't think that that bit of wall is going to be able to support the weight of the bookcase, plus it being filled with books. So I've actually changed my mind and I'm going to mount my sword up across there, and I think that that'll look cool. And then we've got the shelf underneath the window all finished, and then over this side they've popped in all the bottom bits as well, and same goes for above the door. We're not going to be able to get a bookcase in there now, but I mean oh my goodness, that's the sword we're going to be mounting on the wall. Don't want this.
You've been watching BookTube with me.
Imagine. I'm sure you've wanted to do that a fair few times. Right.
I will not kill her.
Are you going to hold it up
Like,
to see if the length would fit?
yes.
Oh, look at that. Absolute perfection. Aye, so we're not going to get a bookcase above that, above the door now either, but realistically, like, we haven't lost out on that much space. I think we have pretty much maximised like as much space as possible. So really excited. The guys are planning tomorrow to get all of the tops done across the bookcases, and then finish off any wee bits here and there that they need to get done, finish off cutting all off the shelves so that they can get all of the bits in at the side basically that will hold the shelves all they need to be clipped in, and then we can decide on how many shelves we're going to have per bookcase and the heights, etc. And then Thursday we'll just be focusing on getting it stained, which is very exciting. So I will catch up with you tomorrow after we have had some more progress. Hello, so this is going to be our final library update in this video, because it's not going to get finished until January. We didn't have as many shelves as we needed, and so Greg has very kindly rejigged his entire schedule so that he can try and fit us in, and he also gave us an extra day's work today, which was absolutely fantastic. So I will show you where we are just now and how everything's looking, and then I'll update you again in January, I guess. So we finally got the wood on here, but this is veneer, and it's obviously a very different colour for our bookcases, so that's getting replaced with real wood so that it can all be the one colour, because it'll just do my head in if it isn't. So this is how we're looking over this side of the room, which is brilliant. And then this is what we're looking at over on the other. And then right over on this side as well. So this is where we're up to at the minute. So I will see you in January when hopefully it is going to get finished. The guys have put an absolute shift in though. They've done so many late nights and they've absolutely worked their plan in to even get it to this stage. But can't wait for January to come so that I can get everything all filled and, you know, get it all finished and show you guys where we are. But thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying this library process, and can't wait to see you in the new year with my brand new library. Bye.